Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Michael Woodhouse.
I move that the question be now put.
I'll call Sue Williams-Show.
Mr. Chairman. Look, there's several clauses in Part 3, and I now come to Clause 35C, which says the purpose of this bill, or this section, is to improve social and economic outcomes for them and their dependent children. So I think we all agree in this House, to improve social and economic outcome, you've got to provide an income to families to support themselves, first and foremost. Secondly, if to improve social outcomes for sole parents with children, you've got to have a parent that is available to young children, full stop. And that's the argument that some of my colleagues have been putting forward. This bill, and by this government, does not recognise, when it should recognise, that the role or the job of parenting, of looking after children, is just as critical, despite the fact that this government doesn't recognise it. And so that's the first point, sir. And it still comes back to the argument, sir, that we've advanced, that for this government to achieve the improvement of social and economic outcomes, they've got to provide jobs. It's simple as that. But not just any job. It has to be jobs that provide incomes for families to sustain themselves. And so that's the point that has to be made. If you look, sir, to Clause 35(3), it then lists out the list of activities that will be required, these people on the benefit, so parents in particular, and what the bill will enable the Chief Executive to do to sole parents. First point in A is to undertake planning for employment. Well, that's fine, planning for employment, but the big question is, will planning for employment guarantee that a sole parent or a person on a benefit arrive at a job which they can support their families? That's the question. Second thing is that the Chief Executive will determine what activities the beneficiary should participate in. And the first activity is work assessment. All right. So you assess the person to what kind of skills that they will have, and then try and match that person with the job. I'd submit, sir, that if it is true what the other side are saying about supposedly 60,000 vacancies available online, then how come, if there are those opportunities, how come we've still got 160,000 people unemployed? How come women at 7.1%, so, and I'm referring to that particular, of assessing person for people for work, doesn't guarantee the person a job? It also suggests that a program or seminar to increase the particular skills or enhance motivation suggests to me, sir, that this government doesn't think that sole parents or those unemployed are motivated enough to go and find work. Well, sir, I don't accept that, and I think the government is wrong. Another activity in 3 is a work experience or work exploration activity. What does that mean? Work experience or work exploration activity. Yet in 6, it does not allow other than any other activity, including rehabilitation. So why is that? I then ask in number 5, it provides an education program, and 4, employment-related training. The question I would ask, sir, is will the government, will the department ensure that any sole parent who is wanting to progress themselves through an education program that will lead to the achievement of a degree, will they, well, that's right. Once upon a time, she was the beneficiary of the support by the government, by the state, of the education degree that she received. Will any sole parent wanting an education program, as in clause 35(3)(5), will the government pay for that? will the government support a sole mother who wants a degree, sir? And because if they are, then good. But if, sir, Mr. Chairman,
Mike Saban.
Question put.
The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Yes, have it. Is a member asking for a party vote? A party vote's been called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
Opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The question will be put. First, we have the Minister's amendments as set out on SOP number 75. The question is that the amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now move to Holly Walker's typescript amendments to insert new clause 37A and 35A. These have been ruled out of order as the government has exercised its financial veto. We now move to Jan Logie's amendment as set out on SOP number 78. This amendment is ruled out of order as the government has exercised its financial veto. We now move to a typescript amendment in the name of Sue Moroney to clause 34. The question is the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. Oh, noes. Party vote's called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Members, the ayes are 57, the noes are 64. The amendment is not agreed to. The next amendment, typescript amendment in the name of Jacinda Ardern, is to clause 34. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. Noes have it. Party vote's called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
Opposed.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Members, the ayes are 57, the noes are 64. The amendment is not agreed to. The next typescript amendment to clause 37 is in the name of Jacinda Ardern. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. Is it? Noes have it. Party vote. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Members, the ayes are 57, the noes are 64. The amendment is not agreed to. Members, the question now is that Part 3 is amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's been called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Action New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. Part 3, as amended, will stand part. We now move to Part 4, debate on clauses 42 to 44. The question is that Part 4 stand part.
Mr. Chair.